Hey everybody, Ben here for the Bonehead podcast, and we've got some breaking news for you today. Games Workshop has revealed on the Warhammer community today the Verminator. So Creek Rustgouger is a star player for the Skaven team. He was in the last edition anyway. Then, like the rest of the star players out there, he disappeared. We have now got the model for him. So this is out on the Warhammer community today. This is one of the pitch side report previews. So let's talk through the article and see what information we've got. So a few Blood Bowl players have caused as much damage in a short time as Creek the Verminator Rustgouger, perhaps the greatest Skaven creation to ever walk the pitch. After observing the rising success of Goblin teams in the Underworld Challenge, okay, so we've got a little tagline mix in there, Clan Rygans thought deduced it was down to their frequent use of secret weapons and resolved to build their own. Creek made his debut for the Warpfire Wanderers in style by taking out nearly half of the Dragon Crag dirtbags, earning his name and immediate reputation for ball and chain brutality. His shockingly violent antics have earned the Verminator no fewer than 27 lifetime bans over the course of his career, none of which have managed to stick following public outcry, pressure from sponsors, and the frequent disappearance of match officials. So we've got some very sweet artwork here for Creek Rustgouger. So he is kind of a pieced back together rat ogre that's got cybernetic enhancements. This is Skaven, okay? This is like warp punk more than anything else. He's got a robot leg. He's got an arm that is a ball and chain. He's got bionic arm. This is just sci-fi fantasy nonsense, which is wicked. So here we go. The giant nugget of Warpstone Creek swings on the pitch is a frightening prospect for any opposing team. Its wielder bounding between players with unnatural agility while smashing their skulls in a blood-soaked rampage. Fans and sponsors alike love watching the Verminator lay waste to the gridiron, and the pressure to prolong his time on the pitch leads many referees to overlook even the most glaring fouls. I'll be back. So they're leaning into the Terminator angle here. I'll be back. The first time in a game that Creek Rustgouger would be sent off. As per the secret weapon trait, he is not sent off and instead may continue to be part of the game. This is huge. So the downside of taking a big guy who is a secret weapon, they get sent off. You're going to need to upload. You're going to need to load up on bribes, right? Not so with this one. The reason the death roller is so challenging to get onto a roster, challenging, not completely awful, just challenging, is because he's going to get sent off. This guy is going to get sent off and comes back the first time before you even have to start using bribes. So it's going to be able to just make a massive feature on the pitch, and this is the real nugget of information. Despite all of that ability packed into a single player, the Verminator commands an extremely competitive fee of just 170k. We can only assume he doesn't care much for material possessions, and that thankfully does nothing to dim the enthusiasm he has for classic Blood Bowl ultra-violence. Back to you in the commentary box, Jim and Bob. So the Verminator apparently is going to be available for pre-order soon. Now, how are we going to get the rules for that? And this is where it gets interesting for us. So historically, Creek was movement 5 or something, movement 4, movement 5, strength 7, ball and chain. If this guy's got the ability to come back on the pitch after the first drive, this is a huge piece of equipment for any kind of team. Now, Underworld and Skaven technically have both got Rat Ogres. Now, Underworld have the Rat Ogre fodder in the Snotlings, whereas Skaven don't. 170k instead of the 150k for a Rat Ogre. You're going to get strength 7 ball and chain who's going to be on for 2 drives. That's going to be a really interesting pick, and I can see him being used in tournaments when you've got that cash to increase your bash. Now, how he's going to land, I don't know. And this is the interesting thing. So Creek, we haven't seen what kind of book he's going to land in. So we've got Spike 13 coming out, which is the Corn Spike. We're going to have the Chaos Star players. We've seen Max Spleen Ripper. We've seen Scylla Anfingram. We've seen... is that it? Maybe that's it. The point is that they are going to land in the Corn book. The only thing I can think of is if this one has the Favoured Of skill and can be taken by Khorne, but they've called out Underworld Challenge there as the secret weapon, in the tagline, and I just can't see it happening. So what have we seen recently? We've seen artwork for Ripper. We've seen Creek spoiled in the Blood Bowl 3 trailer. We've seen artwork for the Ball and Chain Goblin Star player. Is this just that they're delivering kind of like a... Are they dropping like a release schedule that is of their own design? So is Forge World just kind of going, let's make this, let's produce this, which they've done for other games, which definitely kind of feels like how Necromunda's working. But when it comes to the star players, there's got to be a rulebook landing. There's got to be somewhere for that you to have the rules for. Now, if we've seen Spike 13 come in and this doesn't drop in Spike 13, then we cannot see the rules for this until next year, surely. Unless, and this is my kind of theory at the moment, is that there's going to be an almanac. There's going to be a Christmas rulebook drop that's going to have star players in. It's the only thing I can think of. Or, it's October, we're going to see this preview now, and we're not going to get the model for this until, the rules for this until next year. Skaven are out. Snotlings are out. They're all in the book. Underworld's in the book. Underworld had a spike. Was it Spike 9 with the mixed teams? We're not going to see that either. So we will have to see Underworld Challenge in a spike format to drop. And I reckon the closest thing we'll have is either a star player book or a star player section in a book, like an almanac or something. Or potentially something goblin-y. If there is an Underworld Challenge spike where they release the rules for this guy, for Ripper, for Fungus the Loon and stuff like that, that would be a massive pickup. That I could see them doing. In the meantime, however, this model is very, very sweet. So big model, got to be a 40mm base. I love the paint job, actually. Now, Forge World tends to be a little hit and miss when it comes to paint jobs, but I think they've got it right on the money there. And if we have a look at Creek's rules from the last edition, this is definitely what we could be seeing. So move 5, strength, yeah, move 5, he was movement 5. So if this guy lands at the same thing, move 5, strength 7, edge 2, armor 9, ball and chain, loner, mighty blow, no hands, prehensile tail, secret weapon. There you go, Skaven and Underworld denizens. So maybe we'll see him be able to be taken by goblins, and it's a very expensive version of Fungus the Loon, but we've seen the artwork for Fungus the Loon as well. So definitely not going to be not having Fungus, which is really interesting. Now, I don't know what else to say. I love the model. I love where they're headed with this. I don't know where the rules are going to land. But hey, let me know in the comments below what you think is going to happen, how we think we're going to get the rules for this guy. Because if the model drops before the rules, that'll be the first time in this edition that we've had stuff. And we're still waiting for old Bouncy Sheep Man, aren't we? So we've still got some star players to be released. Bouncy Sheep Man, and I don't think the Chainsaw Ghost guy, Bryce the Slice, is out yet. So it's going to be interesting to see the release schedule of this. They've got a ton of stuff previewed. We need the releases now. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Cool model. Lovely to see some progression when it comes to star players. Just, oh, let this be out before March, maybe? Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to help support the channel even further, please like and subscribe, or come join us on our Patreon. We have early access to content. We get loads of feedback from you guys, and we try and do competitions as much as we can. Or you can get yourself some Bonehead podcast merch on our Spreadshirt site. So if you want to support a team, especially for the Bonehead Championship, you can pick up a shirt, a mug, things like that. It all helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, links below. Thank you very much. Happy blocking.